Welcome, gamers, to One More Game Podcast, episode 22. Today is the 21st of August, 2022. This is episode 23, by the way. I misquoted that, but I am theStroke, and I'm here with my...
I thought it was October.
No, it's August, I swear. I'm here with Swift.
August.
That
Okay,
was
got
him right there. How you doing, man?
Hey, buddy.
If you guys don't know, Swift just jumped into his pool butt naked because his wife just told him that it was monsooning and they left the umbrella open. So that's why his hair.
Yeah, she's over at a friend's house, like down the street, and she's like, "Oh, OMG, one more game. I left the umbrella, and I had to go downstairs, strip naked in our backyard. We have high walls. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I had to pull the umbrella out of the pool. I feel like I'm kind of the savior of the day.
Nice, dude.
Is the umbrella okay?
The umbrella's great.
That's all that really matters. And that was ImPickleMatt, dude. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I was solo man ops with the kiddo for 4 days while my wife was out of the state closing on her house. Enjoying that and then getting some gaming in, man. It's good.
Nice. Yeah. ImPickleMatt's got some exciting news about some games that he's playing. But first off, let's give everyone an update, all the listeners, on how our Heroes of the Storm League is going. Boys, how was game number 2?
Not good.
We did better.
Oh, dude, lots of improvements there. Lots of improvements.
We did way better, I'll be honest.
Yeah, a lot of good things out there. But we also lost.
Still not great. We still lost hard. Yeah.
We got a kill within the first 10 seconds of the match starting, which was huge.
Morale.
Huge for morale.
Morale was at an all-time high.
Not for the game itself.
Well, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are feeling a little more positive about it. But overall, I think we're starting to realize that we can play quick match and get a little more practice, like without you guys getting stomped every time in Storm League. And I think that's actually helping. So we'll get there. We'll make it.
Yeah. Got to get that crescent moon going.
Yep. Crescent moon. Well, cool. How was the week? Anything besides single man ops? You've been flying. You both been flying. Yeah.
I don't even know, man. I time traveled the last 4 days of just I know it. I thought it was October for a while.
Shut up. We're moving on.
I'll also add that it's monsoon season here, so it's storming like crazy outside. If I lose power, then apologies. But
yeah, as well here in North Texas, we're under a flood / severe thunderstorm watch. So if the stream suddenly ends, you know why. Well, cool. If you're here in the chat / listening, thanks for your continued support, and we will get right into the news for the week. All right, you Warzone fans out there, you got some big news on the horizon. So today or yesterday, Call of Duty Warzone 5th and final season was announced, leading to speculation about the arrival of Warzone 2, which was announced back in February. So if you do the math, the average season in Warzone is like 2 to 3 months-ish. So in about 3 months, probably a little bit longer, I'd imagine, we're going to have Warzone 2 at least being
it's
close
happening.
To release. Yeah. So I don't know. Is this going to get you guys back in? I don't know if ImPickleMatt was ever in, but
I played like 4 matches and no.
Dude, I might I was talking to Savage yesterday and we were playing Fortnite and he was like, "What's like, dude, are you not a Warzone fan anymore?" And I was like, I could be. I think it's been enough of a break now that I'm like, all right, maybe I'll start to dabble a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna get destroyed, dude.
I know I'm gonna hate it.
You gotta level those guns, dude. Don't you worry. All right. Well, cool. Yeah, they did announce. They had a cool little trailer, and then there's a free content update on the 24th, and you know how that kind of works standardly by this point. But then we should, and it kind of alluded to, you know, the world ending in a big old volcanic eruption. So maybe Caldera will finally be dead, and they'll bring Verdansk back. But
dude, I'll be honest. Verdansk is, I want it. I want it back.
yeah, it's funny because everyone wanted a new map
know
so
these words
badly,
mean.
and then they got the new map, and then they were like, "Bring back Verdansk."
I know. It's so crazy, right? Well, I think when Caldera released, everyone was kind of pissed off about how much like shrubbery
Yeah,
there
shrubbery.
was. You know, like
Yeah.
there's
There's
just
shrubbery.
too much stuff in the way of people.
No one wants to fight in Nam,
and
dude.
I think that's when people were like, "No, bring." Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Bring back Verdansk." And dude, I'll be honest, I would go back. You remember back in the day when we would go to that tower, the I forget the name of
the
it.
TV
But
station
we would
tower or
land
whatever.
the tower. We would no, the actual tower, and we would go up there and we would get specialists for everybody.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
$100,000. The Sakatumi Tower or something. I don't know. It was something from Die Hard.
Was that a yeah? That's the. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
Die
what it
Hard
was.
Tower.
Yeah, it was the Die Hard Tower.
Yeah, I died.
And
I
we would
died.
land
I
there.
died
Like,
hard
that
there a
was
lot.
It's
awesome.
It's
Yeah,
Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Get your Christmas movies right.
I think they announced that Warzone 2 will have some groundbreaking innovations, so that might be enough to get me in there. You know, like Madden
Oh, yeah.
did.
Yeah, it's
Just-
it's like
Just like Madden has free
Yeah,
pass.
it's the same.
That's
Like just
right.
like Madden 23.
Yep, Field Sense,
They
baby.
got field sense this year.
Well, cool. There you have it, folks. One more season to get your sweat on in old Caldera, and then we'll be moving on. Cool. Next bit of news on the horizon. Overwatch 2, the company that is known for bringing their players what they want, is finally making a common sense decision and letting you bring your cosmetics and your cross save and your cross play from other platforms into one account. So I know Mr. Buttered Toast in Bonsai Gaming, he was really angry because his favorite emblem in Overwatch 1 wasn't transferred over to his account in Overwatch 2, so the little piggy emblem. So you'll have all of that and all your kill streaks and all your stats.
Ooh.
And
It'll-
now it is.
Yep. And so now it literally is Overwatch
Yeah,
1
so-
with one less player.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that in order to do that, you have to log in from the console type that you want to transfer. So I don't have an Xbox. If anybody needs to get rid of theirs for free, then send it to me, and I can transfer my Overwatch so that I can not play Overwatch 2 with my emblems.
Yeah, I need my skins for the game that I'm not going to play. But I know Jen is pretty excited about this because we got her all the Mercy skins. But yeah, if you may be noticing a pretty good delay in when I'm talking versus these guys, and I have no idea why. So we'll just roll with it. But yeah.
What is this, ESPN in 2009?
Cool.
Dude, it makes me depressed thinking about not playing Overwatch because we spent so many hours in Korea.
Dude,
on
let's
Overwatch.
all right. If we're doing that, let's be honest, we're gonna play Overwatch 2.
We are. Yeah, we have to.
Like
But
there's
five-man
no
team.
shot.
Not a chance in hell we don't
One
play that
tank, five-man
game.
team.
Like, come
I don't
on.
know, man.
Especially
But
with
it's gonna be so fun.
especially with the whatever co-op mode they have going on. Should be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, everyone, we're gonna take you're gonna stop talking for 30 seconds while I try to fix this delay issue. Stand by. PickleMatt, do something funny with your face. All right. Let's see if this is any better. All right, you boys hear me?
We're
Talk to me
Yeah, we got you
as soon
loud
as you
and
hear
clear.
my voice.
Yeah.
Okay, much more better. All right, we're
More
back
better.
and better than ever. And let's move on. All right, so yeah, there you have it. If you're looking to get all your Overwatch skins and cosmetics into one place, it's going to happen. Actually, as of today, so the big part about this news is that you only get one opportunity to merge accounts. So make sure, like, if you have multiple accounts or whatever per console or platform, that you choose wisely, I guess, the one that has all the stuff that you want to merge into your Battle.net Overwatch account. Cool. Next up, another Blizzard bit of news. Diablo 4 update reveals that it will be a fully priced game with no loot boxes. It'll have a battle pass progression system with free and paid tiers similar to Fortnite. And it'll have a cosmetic online store. They wanted you to be aware that not all the best looking gear will be something you have to pay for, like Destiny. And you cannot pay for power. They got They got all of that money from you in Immortal. This game is going to be pure. So there you have it. What do you guys think?
Dude, what? There's somebody on the Blizzard team when the Microsoft merger was happening. He like walked into a boardroom and then came out with like a giant black eye and a bunch of bruises. And I think Microsoft beat them into submission and they're like trying to
Stop
fix this
scamming
situation.
your customers.
Yeah.
I'm interested, based on playing Diablo 2 and 3, I'm interested to see how their battle pass construct looks. You know, it's not like a first person shooter. So
yeah, you're just killing mobs. So like, how do you rank up, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It'll
Because
be-
most games that have battle passes are first-person shooters that I can think of. Oh, I guess League of Legends does it, but you're playing against people, so I don't know how this is going to work at all.
Right. And it's real time. Like, you get that kill or you do this quest. Like, cool. So I guess maybe it's quest based.
I guess Destiny does it.
Diablo's construct.
Destiny does it.
I'm a little bit confused about how you don't understand that Blizzard is going to monetize something.
No. I understand that they're monetizing something. I just don't know how it's going to work.
Oh, they
figured it out.
They don't know either. Actually, it's not actually.
Trust me.
They haven't figured it out either. They're just going to slap something together and get your money.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's move on because we're done trashing on Blizzard for this episode at least. Cool.
As we play all their games.
Well, we'll see.
Last bit of news. This is kind of a weird one, but the Embracer Group, a group that you may not even be aware of, but you will be shortly, has purchased the rights to all Lord of the Rings related media and content moving forward for the price tag of $770 million. They're citing hopes for future movies and games exploring the background of popular characters like old Gandalf the Grey or White, depending on your flavor, and Aragorn the King. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts when you saw this? Excited for new Lord of the Rings content?
Sab, you can go. You can hop on this one first. I'll follow up.
I like Lord of the Rings. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings guy, but I actually hadn't heard much about this company until I saw that they bought Tomb Raider a few months ago, like the entire Tomb Raider franchise. And it's a little bit weird because they're such a huge company that is going to have their hands in a lot of different IP. So honestly, I had no idea where that's going to go. But if they're spending $770 million, you know that they're going to milk it. So at least we'll have a chance at getting a good Lord of the Rings movie or game again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm very interested in Stroke. I know you and I kind of talked about it. I think it's really weird. I've never heard of this group before. And then they just dropped $770 million to buy the Lord of the Rings franchise. Are we being taken over by the Illuminati? Or
Yeah. I started doing some research on this.
Happening?
And this is definitely some New World Order shit. So let's go through this and look at every game like that you may recognize that this company suddenly owns over the last, I think 2019 is when they first kind of got into their grubby little hands into this stuff. So Darksiders, whatever that is, Biomutant, they bought Plaion Studios, Time Splitters.
They bought Goat Simulator.
Kingdom of Amular, Goat Simulator. There he is.
There it is.
The goat. They got their hands in all kinds of stuff. The Hot Wheels release, Darksiders 3.
Is that Forza?
No, I think this is a separate Hot Wheels Unleashed in
oh, okay.
a different game, but not sure. Dude, they were in
I'm just so confused.
The Evil Dead game, got their hands in Metro Exodus. Like, it's crazy how much stuff they have there. Borderlands and Gearbox Studios, the Knights of the Old Republic release, Deep Rock Galactic, Tomb Raider nowadays, Duke
Road
Nukem,
96. I just
Neverwinter, Road 96.
Road 96 is
and
on there.
And now the Lord of the Rings.
Jeez.
Insane.
The Freemasons.
Yeah,
the Freemasons.
That's
just the Freemasons doing what they do.
Yeah, so kind of nuts. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but we'll see over the next. I mean, on the pace they're on, they'll own everything except Microsoft in the next, 20 years. Anyways.
I heard Jeffrey Epstein was handling their finances.
Yikes.
I didn't hear that. Don't sue me, Embracer.
Yikes. All right. Well, we won't tag them in this episode of in the search engine optimization. Yeah. Cool. Well, there you have it, folks. There's your gaming news for the week. Boys, you got any gaming news in your life? Yeah. What's up?
Oh yeah, I got an addition. You're gonna love this actually. So apparently in the coding in Destiny, they found some images of Fortnite looking characters in Destiny. So they're thinking like they're the obviously Fortnite skins, but they're like kind of mech'd in the way of Destiny. So they're thinking there's going to be a Fortnite Destiny crossover coming soon.
Destiny has sold out before. Shut that dog up, by the way. But they've crossed over with Halo, which makes sense because they're Bungie, right? But this would be a little bit disheartening to see Fortnite in one of my favorite games. But
Fortnite.
It makes sense to have Destiny in Fortnite, but Fortnite and Destiny, I don't know, man. Well, cool. All right. With that being said, let's get into our games radar for the week. All right. First up, on August 23rd, releasing on all platforms, is Saints Row. If you're a fan of the Saints Row games, this isn't necessarily a full story Saints Row game. This is going to be more like a sandbox. Think how Grand Theft Auto 5 Online works, or Grand Theft Auto Online, whatever they call it. But they said, witness the birth of the Saints in a wild new take on the Saints Row universe. Experience the biggest and best Saints Row playground ever created. A unique, sprawling world of Santo Ileso is the backdrop of a wild, larger-than-life sandbox of thrilling side hustles, Criminal Adventures and Blockbuster Missions. Did you guys ever play any of the Saints Rows?
Nope.
I actually did not. They looked fun though. I just
Yeah,
never really got into it.
They're like
Maybe this will be the one that gets me in.
they're like Grand Theft Auto with a more like supernatural take on it, which is it's actually pretty fun. Especially the most recent one, but I mean, I can only imagine the money that they're going to be making from this game, because Grand Theft Auto 5 makes mucho dollars. So that comes out August 23rd. All right, I had to throw this one out there for my my father-in-law, because he drives a.
Was that candy corn teeth?
Yeah, it was.
It was, yeah.
Happy Halloween.
They actually disintegrate while you salivate.
And they're
candy corn teeth.
And they're disgusting.
That's my gang name.
I don't know. That's my gang name. I don't know why people eat candy corn. I hate candy corn, but whatever.
So,
yeah, it's not good. Not a good candy.
Cool.
Hit us up an email if you disagree.
Yeah. You can find us at OMGpodcastGG at gmail.com and let us know what your favorite candy is that's not candy corn.
That's how you work in a little pimp for the...
It better not be candy corn.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know why our camera keeps going away, but anyways. All right, coming out on August 26th for all platforms is NHRA Speed for all. Or no, NHRA Speed. This is your chance to drive a dragster, whether that be a funny car, a front engine dragster, rear engine dragster, whatever you can think of. I don't know how interactive this gameplay is going to be, because if you know anything about drag racing, you just go straight and try not to turn.
Kind of just drive up and go.
I mean, I'm sure it's an exhilarating thing in real life, but I don't think this is going to translate video game wise. But maybe it'll be something that.
Like I said, when I used to play the old NASCAR games, I would go the opposite direction on the track. So I don't think this will be an option for the drag racing game. We're trying to make the biggest wreck.
Spice it up a little bit. But cool, if you're a big...
You just have to drive into the other lane.
Yeah. The way they described it, it's a fully immersed world where you get to be genuinely on a team, on the real tracks, vehicle tuning strategies for fiercely competitive motorsports. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but in drag racing, you don't just... I mean, it depends on what kind of racing you're doing, at what level, but you don't just necessarily... go at the same time and try to go as fast as possible. Based on the car that you're matched up against, you're trying to hit a target time, and you may or may not start at the same time. And it's not necessarily about who gets to the end first. It's about who hits their target time, which is interesting. So we'll see what kind of stuff they got going on there.
Huh. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, but not leastly, there was a game called Pac-Man World released back in the day, and they are releasing what they're calling a repack. All these fun play on words about how they make remakes are interesting, but this is Pac-Man World released again with modern day graphics. This is Pac-Man's first foray into trying to not be a two-dimensional guy. And he's got depth. So this is a kind of thing to me. Which it looks like Kirby.
Just a horrible thing that they try to do.
Yeah, just let him be. Let him be who he is.
Yeah.
There you have it. Some games up on the games radar that you can check out this week if you're into that sort of thing. But other than that, you guys got anything on your radars coming up here in the near future?
Negative.
Dude, I'll pile on the we didn't talk about it last week as far as games radar or news, but one game that I actually am kind of excited about is the Harry Potter game.
Don't act like you're kind of excited about it. It's fine, dude. It's fine.
No, I'm like super excited about it.
There you go.
Gryffindor.
But it has you're absolutely right. I'm gonna be Gryffindor.
I'm gonna laugh when you get into Slytherin.
Yeah.
No, he'll be a Hufflepuff.
That would be the worst. That would be the worst.
What's the other one?
Don't act like you don't know it.
I don't actually. I'm blanking.
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw, bro.
Oh, Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. Two of the most like meaningless things in the history of books.
Yeah.
Those houses don't matter at all.
That's so true. They tried to, in the last book, they tried to be like, you need to collect these items of these other houses just to, oh yeah, we forgot about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Yeah.
Who are these people? What?
But we didn't talk about it last week. I was excited about it coming out Christmas time-ish, holiday time this year. It's been delayed to spring of 23, so you will not see that anytime soon.
Leviosa.
These days,
not
actually won't be
Leviosa.
casting.
I actually get more excited about delays these days than I do if things come out on time, because that's more likely that they don't release a piece of junk.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's for sure. I hope they release the full product like we've talked about, numerous times. But I am sad that it's not going to be soon.
I got a question for you. If in the PS5 version you have to talk into your controller to cast a spell, will you get the PS5 version?
I feel like I probably would, because it'd be really fun to just say the spells.
And you have to move the controller in the correct.
No,
I don't know about the moving the controller, but saying the proper spell name, I think I'll nail that. Shannon and I listen to this
with an
every
English
night.
accent too.
Yeah.
Yikes. No, everyone knows that the most powerful wizards don't need to announce their spells out loud.
That's true. Yeah, true.
Well, cool. This would normally be the section of the show where we read a listener email, but the only one I had that was for our podcast said, read your Twitch notifications on Twitch or Twitter, that one. So I wasn't going to read that out loud. So here's what you guys can do. You can go to your email.
Oh, God.
Go to the 2 block and write to OMGpodcastGG@gmail.com and tell us what you like about the show, what games you're excited to play coming up here, or, just chit-chat with us. And we'd love to address your emails
what your favorite candy is
in the show. Yeah, what your candy of choice is that you can use as dentures, and we'll talk about it. Cool. But we do have a podcast review to read. This is from an anonymous listener on iTunes. This person says, these guys are super fun to listen to if you like gaming. The perfect show for both old and new gamers alike. Very well produced and thought out. I listen here when I can't check them out on Twitch. Keep up the awesome work. Man, that sounds like someone who, like, if I was going to write a review about our podcast, that's all the stuff that I would say. So thank you, Anonymous. Oh, yeah. That is from ImPickleMatt before he joined the show, and his ass kissing he was doing to try to get on the show, I think. But thank you for the review.
What? Get out of here.
Effective use, and if you would like to be on this show, just go ahead and leave us a podcast review on Apple, Spotify, whatever you can. And that is the number one way that helps our little podcast grow. And we'd love to hear your words, kind or not so kind, so we can make the show better for all. All right, boys. I think we're going to move on to the major topic of the week. You guys ready? I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Let's do this. All right, this week we thought it would be pretty fun to talk to you about each of our favorite games. So we all remember certain games that have kind of a feeling. These games, they're more than just kind of fun and entertaining. It's almost like a friend that you had as you were growing up, or as you're just kind of remembering what games you love. The sounds, the story, the levels, the game design, it's all cemented in our minds. And it's a joyful reminder of the passion that we have for this art form called video games. And we thought it'd be neat to kind of talk about a couple of those games with you guys. So the way this will work is each one of us will talk about kind of an older game that we had in our childhood that still know and love and probably could play perfectly if we fired it up again. And then we'll talk about a more modern game as we move on. So
let's do each of us go early game, and then we'll talk about recent.
I like it. All right. So to start off, so you guys can figure out how this goes. And chat, if you're in chat, let us know what your favorite games are from the old days and from the more recent times. But I'll lead it off, and no surprise to most people who know me, but The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is a game that, and probably for a lot of you, is something that I can pick up and play to this very day and know exactly where everything is, tell you what each NPC says, sing along with the music, play the different songs without even, I still know what all the songs are if I had a N64 controller in my hand. That's the hardest part when you emulate this game, is trying to map out, because that controller was so weird. It's like, what do I map these to on a real controller? But yeah, so I just, the first time I played this thing, I rented it actually from Blockbuster, and immediately told my parents that I was either going to steal it from Blockbuster or they had to buy me it, and that's just how that was going to go, and that's how it worked. I stole it. Just kidding, but seriously. Cool. So I'm imagining this game is also pretty well beloved by you guys as well, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have loved that game since I played it. I chose a different one because you chose that one. So, it's rough, I guess, but yeah, the game is so good, and we've talked about it on prior episodes as far as how, I don't know, you get into the menial things and it's easy, cool. You get into the temples, it's tough and it's great. The water temple sucks. But other than that, I don't know, there's not much else you can say. It's outstanding.
Hey, is Ocarina of Time on Switch, like their Game Pass thing?
I don't know, actually.
That's a good question. I think it might be on the N64 if you have access into that, but I haven't checked that actually in a long time.
It says no.
Wow. I know they did release a 3D version of it on what was that? 3DS.
3DS? Yeah.
You just gotta boot up the old N64, blow out that cartridge, so to speak, and plug it in.
Yep. What was the hardest part of that game for you guys? Was it the water temple?
Dude, I gotta get this off my chest. My brother, we were gonna leave the N64 at home, so when we went back home we could play it. My brother freaking took that, and I went to his house a year ago, and not at his house. So where the F did that thing go? If you're listening, I'll find you.
I want to know.
Dude, okay, so this is one of my most hated memories. I bought when my sister went to FSU, I bought her an N64 and 8 games for her birthday.
Thrift store or something?
No, eBay or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sent it to her. Let's be honest, that thing's not cheap these days.
No,
they're They're like $100 minimum if you want an original one.
Yeah, it was not cheap. And bought her a bunch of games, and she was playing it, and I was like, I'm so happy you're loving it, because this is what you and I. So back up a little bit. Ocarina of Time, she was playing the game, and she would ask me when we were young to like beat a certain part for her, and I was like, okay, yeah, and we did it and whatever. So I bought her the N64, and then she had it in her car for whatever reason. I have no idea. And her car got robbed. So they took the N64, they took all the games, they broke out like one window, and that was the last we ever heard of the N64 that I bought for her.
That was staged for insurance claims.
Yeah.
That was like the best score for a carjacking ever.
That's not replaceable.
Seriously.
Nice. You guys remember fighting the Shadow Link?
Ish.
No.
Really?
On Smash Brothers.
Dude, this delay is crazy long. I don't know what's going on, but anyways. Yeah, you get to the end of the Shadow Temple and you fight Shadow Link, and the first time you do it, you're like, this is impossible. This is where I stop playing this game because I can't beat this guy because he does everything that I do. But eventually you figure out.
Reminds me of some other certain game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was your first look into a Souls-like was the Shadow Temple, but
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeesh.
Well, there you have it. That is my fondly regarded video game of all time. I anytime I want to just feel good about video games in general, I'll turn that thing on. Last time I played it was when we were deployed, but love it. I hope to show it to my son someday and let him know what a masterpiece looks like. Especially like when 3D graphics were still that new and they made a game that good. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna hop in there and give mine because I have the first one.
The first one. Never played it.
The first 360-degree view of a 3D game. Super Mario 64.
Very nice.
Yeah, baby. It's a good one.
It's still to this day, I could play that. No issue. My favorite level, which I feel like is probably a lot of people's favorite levels, is the penguin one where you have to race the big penguin, and also you have to like, I don't know that this is necessarily like what you were supposed to do, but throw the little penguins off the map.
Oh yeah.
Like that game is so good. And I know there's like 120 stars that you have to collect through the whole thing. I never got even close, but I could play that game endlessly.
Dude, when I was at the Air Force Academy, I bet my buddy that I could get all 120 stars in a 24-hour period. And I did it.
Oh,
but I didn't.
And did you do it?
I didn't sleep or eat, but I did it.
Oh my gosh.
Why would you plan ahead for that? You could have like whatever.
It was a spur of the moment thing, and he's like, "Do it right now," and I was like, "All right."
Go grab a touch and go really quick, and then do it. Whatever.
Yep.
Dude, well, good for you because I never got there, but still one of my favorite games of all time.
It is so good.
Yeah, we talked last week about video game difficulty. Go ahead.
Said that delay.
That delay is killing us.
I don't know how to fix it.
No, it's just I kind of hate watching the all the clips I see of that game now are speedrunners, and I kind of hate watching that because it's like it's really cool to see. It's really impressive to see what they've done to like make it happen and keep breaking each other's records and stuff. But like it just skips over a lot of the beauty of that game or the just like the masterwork of it, you know?
And to me, like, you know, when I played it, I was a child. Like I
Oh
was,
yeah.
you know, 9, 10 years old, and I was just fumbling through it, like just trying to figure it
Dying
out.
constantly. Yeah.
And these guys are jumping through walls and all. I mean, it's crazy. Like respect to them to finding out we talked about it last week, the cheats or not cheats, but exploits. But for me to look at that and just be like, really? I spent hours and hours and hours on this game to just enjoy it. And you guys are running through it in, you know, what, 36 minutes?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I think it's so crazy that being one of the first 360-degree move the camera, like adjust the camera angle stuff, how tight and precise the controls were. Like you can make precision jumps, and the way you control Mario is
especially
so
with that
good.
controller too.
Yeah. Like the technology that they had was so limiting, but they made like a perfectly controlled masterpiece, like that even games nowadays can't even replicate, because new big AAA games will come out and the control of the character itself just feels like mush, and that game was just like boom.
Yeah, especially with me on the dual grips or whatever. What the fuck? What are they called?
Analog sticks.
The DualSense analog sticks. Yeah, especially with me, like it's way worse than when I was on Super Mario, because now I have 2 thumbs to screw it up with instead of just one.
Yeah. It's just, you're just all over the place, dude.
Yeah.
Polyphone, thank you for the follow. Thanks for joining us in our chat about our favorite games over the last, lifetimes. All right,
Thank you,
PickleMatt, what do you got lined up for us since we stole the 2 best ones?
Dude, I know.
Seriously.
So I'm actually really regretting my decision because you guys talking about 2 N64 games just made me remember maybe it's Nintendo in general, but games back then were just pure joy. You know what I mean? Like they were just innocent, like pure fun, as opposed to like Elden Ring, watching you guys die a bunch, stuff like that, or like the anger
I feel
that is
attacked.
involved in like the anger that's involved in like Fortnite or Call of Duty or even Breath of the Wild. It's like it's kind of a daunting task to just like play that game because there's so much going on, you know. So I do regret my decision, but I'm going to go with it. Back in the day, it's a little bit more recent than you guys, but Halo Combat Evolved, I think, is where it turned me into a hardcore gamer,
a true gamer.
And I didn't have an Xbox, like I said, so I was always borrowing a controller. But I do remember, like before Xbox Live came out and everything, playing all these LAN parties all the time. Like we would call them all-nighters because obviously we wouldn't sleep, right? But like we put so many hours into Halo Combat Evolved, and then when Halo 2 came out, it was cool for a while, but then we were always like, man, I just want to play Rat Race, Capture the Flag again, or like Hang 'em High with the pistol and everything, like that game is it's a core memory, you know what I mean? Like for video games, at least for me.
Yeah.
But it was it was also the most social of video games that I played because we were always hanging out with like 16 people or 10 people or whatever we could muster up and bringing our freaking, what were they? Those huge TVs, the cathode, like not flat screens yet. It was like the Daewoo TV,
cathode
and,
ray.
all these, yeah, like these big old TVs we'd haul around or have our parents haul around in our car and play for hours and hours and hours on end. It turned me into quite the gamer. But now that I think about it, when you guys talked about your games, maybe that's when the gaming shifted from like pure joy and innocence to depression and loneliness and terribleness of
Well, I'll
games.
also say that you brought up a good point as far as the games that the Stroke and I were talking about are very much single person, like whatever, block everything out in the world. And yours is based on hanging
But I
with,
mean,
the guys.
yeah. But I at the same time though, I do remember in N64, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Party was huge, Mario Tennis, all those games, like those are also like just, and they were so simple that like anybody could play it, and it was just fun. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't a lot to it, and you didn't have to be super skilled at anything to do it. But I don't know.
That could also be a product of like age, right? I'm sure there were gamers that are in their later stages who were really serious and competitive into games like that too, who maybe don't have quite that same loving joy thoughts about those games, but who knows?
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I just remember even Halo 2, Halo 3, the Halo that was after that, we were always like, oh man, I wish you could just go back in time and go to Halo Combat Evolved. But now I'm thinking like, I kind of want to go back in time to just hanging out on the couch with my friends with N64.
Yeah.
Which hopefully, like you said, I can bust that out for my kiddo and have
Dude, just like you talked about, if you have one, Mario Party, like to this day, that game is outstanding.
Dude, I don't know if you guys
Switch, right? So
we haven't talked about this, but the new Mario Party mashup of all the old Mario Parties with modern Switch graphics is grade A gold. Like, get that game and play it with anyone in your house.
Part of this too is like, that's the thing though, is like part of this is just being an adult now, because like all the friends that I gamed with, and we've all gone our separate ways, and now everybody's so damn busy all the time. But
yeah,
I got to get that game too.
Yeah, it's cool, and we can play those games online together if you want to pay for stupid Nintendo Online. But anyways,
yeah, send me your friend code, 25 digits, please.
That's a hexadecimal. All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, I agree with
the new ones.
I agree with you, dude. I have the same similar fond memories for the Halo campaign that I do for some of those other older games as well. Like, just me and my buddy running through the campaign was like a very core memory for me as well. That game is in the same realm for me.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right. Let's mix it up a bit. Swift, what is your more recent favorite game?
Okay, so I was thinking about this a little bit. I think based on previous episodes, everyone was expecting kind of Witcher 3 type vibes. I love The Witcher 3 because of the open world, all the different things you have to do. I mean, it's a wonderful game, but to the surprise of everybody but you two, potentially, I think Elden Ring might be my favorite game of all time.
Nah.
I mean, I just, again, we talked about it last week. I just started playing it. I restarted. We'll talk a little bit more at the end when we talk about games played, but restarted. It's incredible, this game. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It's brutal and it's horrible and it sucks. But at the same time, the fact that you just kind of get to explore this space that is so visually awesome, and these the bosses are fun. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it better than you did last week as far as like a dungeon within a dungeon, like inceptioning the dungeons.
That blew my mind.
But it's just so it's so incredible, this game. Like, yes, again, I'm not lying to you. It sucks. You will die a lot. But it's amazing.
The game, those, I'm sure it's all the Souls games, but better than any of the other ones, immediately teaches you, right, that death is like a learning experience, right? Like, you have to die at the start of the game to continue. And so it teaches you, unlike most other games where you're trying to avoid dying at all costs, I've started to get into the flow of like, okay, I'm going to die to learn this guy's next move set, right? Or I'm going to die trying to jump because someone said, try jumping, and I'm going to learn for myself whether they're lying or not. Like, it just teaches you that death is like a learning experience, which I hope is true in real life. But yeah, it's a masterpiece. I think you're right. And I'm surprised because you were like this close to quitting this game forever.
I know. Death is a learning experience. Are you reincarnation?
I'm
what are we talking about right now?
I am the next Buddha or whatever, the Dalai Lama himself.
No, I absolutely was that, like, 6 inches from stopping. But it's like you can't. And I have recently told Easy and Craig and Jimmy all that they need to buy this game. Like, it's absolutely, it's so good.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know how else to explain it.
So when I pick out favorites of anything, like movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff, and video games especially too, I always feel like I have a recency bias where it's always like the most recent awesome thing I've seen or done.
Yeah, so that's like probably part of me picking Elden Ring.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say that it's like not your top game of all time. I just think when we were discussing this episode, I was just thinking like, man, I'm so bad at picking out my favorite movie of all time, even though I absolutely love movies. Like, it's one of my biggest things,
Yeah.
But I just can never do it because it's like, I just saw XYZ and I love that. But anyway, seems like a great game.
Yeah.
All right, Seb, what's yours?
Yeah, you go. I'll lead us out. You fill in. I'm actually, I don't know this. I don't have a good guess on this. Yeah.
I had a tough. I was thinking quite a bit about this, and like I said, recency bias, all that kind of stuff. I wasn't sure, but I do remember just the most excited I've been to turn on my PlayStation again was always God of War, the newest God of War. So I think that's my favorite, most recent game of all time. Just
it's a great pick.
The story is incredible. The visuals, I think, will hold up for years to come. They're amazing. The fight mechanics are so rewarding and so fun. It's challenging enough that you're gonna die and you're gonna have to like learn from your mistakes, especially with like Valkyries and stuff like that, or any kind of a boss really. But easy enough that like you can progress throughout the story at a fairly decent clip. And then the world itself, like the world building that they've done, incredible. And then to top it off, just the end game. I've like The Witcher 3. I remember The Witcher 3. I absolutely love that game as I played through. And then in the end game, all of the characters vanished. Like all of the main characters that you cared about, they all vanished. And then I kind of like was like, what else am I supposed to do? But with God of War, I was like, I have to defeat these Valkyries. I have to go back into Nilfheim and go into the Mist World, Muspelheim or whatever, and get some legendary gear and try out all these challenges and stuff like that. I am so pumped for a few months from now when the new one comes out. Please don't disappoint me.
You and me both, dude.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I mean, it's on
Literally
PC
spent
now.
$600 just to play that game.
And some other ones. Come on. Like Stray.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, you
God.
bet.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a
PickleMatt.
there was a Wall Street Journal article about cats and dogs watching the game Stray. A whole Wall Street Journal article. And it pissed me off because
The Wall Street Journal has nothing else to talk about other than people and cats watching Stray.
Some dude got paid. Some dude or lady got paid to write that. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, our cat was staring at the TV like, what the hell is going on? You guys replacing me? I don't know what's happening. Dude, God of War's ability to create a really, really compelling story from well-known, already documented material. And not only that, but like completely blow my mind at the end with the end reveal was like better than any book I've ever read. It was crazy.
Dude, I know I mentioned it. I went back to the house. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good.
The fact that I walked to the end game or whatever when you get to Jotunheim, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but like I have goosebumps now just thinking about this story as far as like what happened at the end. And like that, the fact that they were able to do that from, again, like you said, a known story, right?
Historically accurate story.
Right. All the lore is
it's Greek mythology. Like we all have probably studied it and whatever,
Norse,
known it from a young age. The fact that they were able to do that is insane.
Yeah, it's cool. Some of my favorite moments in the game were listening to Mimir or Head just tell stories to Homeboy, he who shall not be named. Boy. I just love like listening to them have what sounds like a legitimately good dialogue about something legendary, but in a very like this is happening here and now kind of way. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's insane.
Cool. All right.
What about you, Stroke?
This one was rough for me because I love so many games. And I've spent a lot of time. I mean, I could have choose from World of Warcraft, Destiny, Skyrim, I thought of. Just tons of games that I've poured a lot of time into. I do love Elden Ring, but not nearly as much as that.
He's going to say it. No.
There's only one choice for me. And it's
that hentai game you like.
It's
I'm just kidding.
It's a boyfriend dungeon. No, but seriously, as much as my wife is going to hate hearing this, Heroes of the Storm is by far the most fun I've had for the longest period of time in any game ever. I played World of Warcraft for a long time, but there was so much time that I spent not having fun that I was just in there because that was my hobby, I guess. Heroes of the Storm, as many matches as I've had that have been frustrating, no game has compelled me for as long as it has, 7 years now, to want to get in there and play and learn more about the different moves and different talents and different strategies. And like I love teaching friends how to play it. I love showing people how great of a game it is, and I hate that it is basically abandoned. But Heroes of the Storm is a twist on the MOBA genre that is, one, very simple and accessible to anyone, but so detailed and in depth when it comes to strategy that it often gets overlooked and kind of scoffed by the other MOBA communities, which is crazy because they're missing out on a really good game. But you guys are generally newer
So I've
to
never
it.
played any MOBAs besides that. What is the deal with that? Like why is it dying? Or why are they not supporting it soon?
I honestly, I just don't think it makes money. It makes them enough money to keep supporting.
Ah, okay. So League of Legends has more content and people paying money into that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that MOBA?
And it kind of missed the train.
Okay.
It was too late, right? It's kind of interesting. We could do a whole episode on this, but Heroes of the Storm missed the entire MOBA train leaving the station. Captain Jim Raynor, 89, perfect timing. I'm talking about your favorite game. But yeah, so if you're not quite up to date on the history of Heroes of the Storm, so MOBAs came from Warcraft 3 mods, and Blizzard somehow missed the ability to copyright all that. There was tons of legal battles and all that. We could get into that later, but
that's wild.
Yeah, and so originally it went into development as Blizzard All Stars was the original working name, and it got delayed. It was on the StarCraft 2 engine. That's why it's still so old, and they have so much problems with development. And I think that's another reason they abandoned it, because it was just hard to do stuff because it was built on that engine. It's another reason why when you get kicked out of a game and you're trying to reload, that it takes forever to catch up in real time. Like it's 2022, but you're rejoining a game for 5 minutes. But yeah, and then the MOBA communities kind of scoff it because it's not as in depth. It doesn't take a PhD to know what freaking items you should buy and how to last hit and what rotation strategy. I mean, all that does exist if you really want to get competitive, but it's kind of scoffed as like a MOBA for kids.
Well, I'll say that the fact that sure, I played League for a little bit after we joined the Storm League, for HOTS. And I think that League is, like you said, super aggressive as far as what do I do here? How do I learn this game? They go through a quick tutorial, but you don't really know how to do anything or what talents to buy or anything like that. I think that Heroes of the Storm did a really good job as far as kind of dumbing it down in a sense that it doesn't, like you talked about, it doesn't take a PhD to understand. It's not crazy to understand the movement and attacks, whatever. But it also, as we've seen in our Storm League games, it's not a simple game. You have to understand what's going on.
When you're new, you can definitely get that hit of dopamine, get kills, you can take down objectives. If you're with a decent team, you can win. And then as you get a little bit more competitive, it definitely shows that there's a lot of strategy involved. And then for me, I played a new hero this week that I'd never played before, and I think I'll do better against that hero now because now I know how that hero is played, which is weird, because besides the time in Korea, I've been playing this game for 6 months now.
6 months.
Stroke again.
Yeah.
And yeah. And there's still a lot for me to learn if I want to keep going. I'm going to.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the. And it sucks that the game is dead, but I think that's part of the draw of Heroes is it's easy to understand on a whole, but at the same time, you don't really truly understand what's happening. And the Stroke, he is telling us every game, no, you have to do this and that and that, and this is how you combo
and silence
all the things, and and then he gets frustrated and goes silent for sure. But I think that's I don't know. I love the game, just like you talked about, because it's fun for new people to get involved with, and it also has that like high-end cap.
Yeah.
Captain Jim Raynor, is that your name because of HOTS, or is that for another Blizzard game?
StarCraft. We'll see.
Chat.
I loved his comment about Roller Coaster Tycoon. He says basically sums up, my significant other and I have determined that our kids will be able to choose whatever games they enjoy in their lifestyle. With that being said, you either play Roller Coaster Tycoon or you get the F out, which is awesome. Oh yeah, he's definitely a StarCraft guy with that quote.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did love Roller Coaster
Tycoon a few episodes ago with not building the exit completely so that you could make everybody have to use the restroom and then charge them for it.
Yeah.
Good times, dude. I bet you did that too.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I hope there's some like miracle left up the sleeves of Microsoft when they truly get a hold of it and maybe revamp Heroes of the Storm. But yeah, that is my favorite game, and I think it will be.
They made
them
do Diablo 4 without microtransactions.
True.
I'm just talking over you because I know there's delay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what that's what you should have been doing all day. But anyways. Well, cool. There you have it, folks. Our favorite games from the past and somewhat recent present. Let us know at OMG_PodcastGG on Twitter and Instagram what your favorite games of the here and now and the yesteryear were and are. And we'd love to hear from you and talk about it in a future episode. You can also, if you don't want to do that, on social medias, reach us at OMGpodcastGG@gmail.com, and we'll read your email live on the air. Do people say on the air anymore? Because I don't know how that works, but I guess with Wi-Fi.
We have a satellite connection today, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, gentlemen, let's get into what we played this week. What's so funny over there?
This delay is so funny.
It's killing me. I just want to be over. Let it be over. All right. You guys go first so you don't have to respond to me, and then I'll round it out. What'd you play?
All right, I'm going to go. I want to go.
All right, Seb.
Boys. All right, I played Heroes of the Storm. We got a little bit better, like I said. I think we showed a lot of good progress. I think
a little bit better. I think we got way better.
No, I think I said that right. I think we got a lot better. I think we showed that.
No, you said a little bit, but it'll be fine. Let the record show.
Okay,
Sab said a little bit.
Chat.
My bad. We got to kill right off the bat. We showed playback. We showed that we could do a little bit of strategy and still not get rolled right away. So I think we're going to be all right. I think we'll win a round for sure.
Dude, when we got in that first match and got a kill within the first, like the gates open, got a kill right then, I was like, we're winning this thing.
Oh, no, I never thought that. What went through my brain is this is a good start. We have about 3 more matches before we win a round for sure.
Oh, dude, I was so excited.
Yeah.
It was like a war movie where they start to make a little progress, and then like the tank rolls through and just murders all of them.
Yeah.
Cool. That being said, the only other game I played, I had to do it. I picked up my copy of Elden Ring fresh off the Steam Deck there. And holy cow, Swift, you are correct. It is a phenomenal game. So good. Beautiful looking game. Runs great on the Steam Deck. Runs great on the gaming PC. It's so intricate. So there's so much to do, and it's very fun, despite me thinking I wouldn't like it for all the dying that I would be doing. I will say, Swift, I know this hurt your soul a little bit, but I had to do it. I got to Margit, and I'm a prisoner build is what I started with, which is basically a dexterous mage, if you will. So you get a little bit of up close combat with some quick quick hits there, and then you back it off and do some magic as well. So I thought that would match my play style well, and it did. I got to Margit and Swift. I know you were struggling with them for so long, and I got trounced right away. Just destroyed like 5 times in a row, and then the 6th time, I got his health down. I get his health down to like just a sliver, and I was like, "Oh no, I cannot put this down until I beat Margit before Swift." And I felt so bad about it. I felt so bad about it, but then it happened, and I felt good about it too.
You felt as bad about
But
that
it's
as I do
really
about
fun.
hiding the
Bosses are
bomb
fun.
in Halo 2, but
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's fun.
The other thing though, you guys don't know this yet. I forgot to text you, but I beat Godric in 2 tries just
Yeah.
recently.
I think he was.
Oh,
I think he
snap.
was easier than Margit for sure. I think I beat Godric. 2 or 3.
And it might have been because I explored a little bit, and before I went back to the castle and I started leveling up my dude and finding better gear and stuff like that. But it was still rewarding and very fun. So I'm just past the castle, looking to go crazy outside the castle. I am a little bit nervous about these type of games because a lot of these games I'll get through a good portion of it, and then I'll just be like, what am I doing with my life? And I'll just quit at a moment's notice and just stop playing. So that hasn't happened with Elden Ring yet, but I'm hoping it doesn't happen. But it didn't happen with Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War. So I think we're on a good track. But I definitely will not be 100% in that game because I don't have a billion hours in my life.
I don't know if it's possible to 100% that game.
Or even get close. I'm like, I will beat the story, and I'll probably go back and do the cool. I'll like Google the cool things that you have to do before you stop playing, and then I'll be done. But it's fun.
I don't even think that game offers you a way to even know that. Like, I just think there's so much in this game that you would never. There may be things that people haven't even found, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, that's probably true. Dude, Captain Jim Raynor 89. I will also die on the hill that one of the most underrated games ever was Simpsons Hit and Run. How do we not have a remaster? Dude, that is 100% accurate. I remember playing Simpsons Hit and Run on PS2. That game is so fun. It's like they took Crazy Taxi and like racing games and combined them with like Demolition Derby style. Like, doesn't matter if you hit Simpsons characters on the road. It's so fun.
I mean, they literally remaster everything. It's kind of crazy they don't have that going. Maybe this media company needs to buy it up.
Time or Simpsons.
Yeah, seriously. Apparently they got funds available.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else? Just those 2 games for you, as you said.
Just that is it, man. I need to finish Cult of the Lamb, but I don't know if I'm going to go back to it in a while because Elden Ring.
Because fingers, butthole.
All right. Can I go next?
Yeah.
All right. We talked about HOTS. Yeah. Sucks to lose our second match, but we got better. We're slowly getting there. Elden Ring. Hey. Everybody listen up. I restarted and beat Margit. 49 deaths. It only took me 2 deaths before I beat him with the magic character.
You magic nerd.
I know.
Harry Potter.
You purists are gonna hate it, but
I'm not.
I did it. I don't
got
care.
The magic to fall back on.
I beat him.
Nailed it.
Also, what I'll say about Stormveil Castle in Elden Ring, and this is why I keep telling everybody to play the game, but like literally anywhere you turn, there's a new thing that you can just go do.
I got so frustrated. I thought I was progressing through that castle once like really well. I was like, this is the time I'm going to make it to the boss. And then I took an elevator and it took me back to where I started.
I did the exact same thing. That's when I messaged you guys. I was like, how the F do you get through this castle? Because I wandered around for like 45 minutes and I was like, oh, this is it, going to the boss. And then I see the little site of grace and I was like, oh, cool, another site of grace. And I go to go to activate it and it goes rest at site of grace. I'm like, what? I've already been here? No.
I know it's literally the same.
Turns out I could have just gone down that elevator to start, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
No, the elevator shaft is broken when you start. That's why.
Okay.
But Stormvale Castle is amazing because again, I just keep finding new ways to like wander it, and it's really fun.
Look at us talking about Stormvale Castle 6 months after the game's released. Everybody else is probably like, what are these guys doing?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Shut up.
All right, so 2 games. One game that we all know and love. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
That was a $500. See, you got the PlayStation, you got the free Tony Hawk game.
PS Plus, little download. That game is so damn hard.
Yeah.
It's so brutal. I think it might be worse than Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. When I was a kid, I was so good at it.
I think you're remembering incorrectly. You had a self-inflated ego back then.
Yeah, apparently. But I've played it for like 2 hours this morning. It's really difficult, but I feel like that's probably a part of me not having leveled up. So like when I hop on a rail, my balance is super squirrely. So yeah,
you got to get more flasks of tears.
I really love the game, but it's very difficult. And then so my obscure game of the week is 2 Point Campus. Yeah. 2 Point Campus.
Do we have a sound effect for that?
You got it. You don't get to hear it, but they do.
I think that it's one of the most boring games I've ever played in my life.
Yikes.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't try it, but it's really bad.
Terrible.
Keep in mind, this man played Lawnmower Simulator.
And hated it. So I'm 0 for 2 on obscure games.
Road
no, you liked Road. Well, you thought it was
Road 96. Yeah. All right, for one for 3.
Yo, 2 Point Campus has like really good reviews too, so that's kind of
okay. Well, you play it next week and tell me, because I got some bosses to beat. Boring. I hate it.
I saw some article on IGN that was like, how to make faculty and students have higher satisfaction rates in 2 Point Campus. I was like,
yeah. Yeah, it's not my, what I would say, cup of tea. Really boring overall. I will say there's this quippy little announcer that you're just like doing your thing on campus, and she's like, attention, all students will be in 2 places at once. And you're just like, what? Like, stop talking to me. And that's it.
All right, there it is. The golden review from Swift for his Obscure Games Weekly.
Oh, it's so bad.
We need a Swift Obscure Games scale so you can rate all these games.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
so it's a 2 out of 27.
This is a 1 out of 100.
Jeez.
Very nice. Get it while you can on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. It's available. Maybe try it and tell me I'm wrong. We'll see.
This episode sponsored by Sega, makers of 2 Point Campus.
All right. Is that it for you, Swift?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool. All right. I'll be brief and delayed. I played some Fortnite. If you didn't get into the Dragon Ball Z crossover in Fortnite, just do yourself a favor. Hop in there for a couple games. Get a Kamehameha going because it is pure comedy watching someone get killed. And it does the same thing like in Dragon Ball Z, where if you two Kamehameha each other at the same time, the beams meet in the middle and blow up, and it's really awesome. So check that out.
Have you seen that before?
Yeah, it happens in game. It's really cool.
Dang, that's awesome.
I know there's a delay here, but I will say I did actually play Fortnite. Got a win with Savage
In the bot lobby.
He was like, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm here for it.
Nice.
He was new to the game, right? So he was definitely fighting bots with you.
Yeah.
But
Cool. I did fire up God of War again, and I was doing. Is it in Niflheim? What's the fireplace? Where I was doing the trials. So I got all the way up to the Niflheim.
So.
I got all the way up to the top sword, and then I got to the Valkyrie at the top and realized I cannot beat her without getting some new Gucci stuff. So now I'm currently searching for Gucci stuff. But just
Mistworld, Muspelheim.
I haven't gone there yet, but
Muspelheim.
I might go there to try to get some new stuff. But just like you mentioned, I felt the same way about The Witcher when you got to the end, like all the whole world that you just built and got involved in just disappeared. This game, I was like expecting that same sort of thing to happen, but I'm still being told like new stories by Mimir, and I'm getting more lore and while I'm doing all this stuff. So it's so great. They did a great job. It's
incredible.
Cool. And some of the challenges were kind of like excessive. It was like kill 100 enemies, and I was like, okay, this will be cool, expecting them to like all spawn at the same time, but they like trickle in like onesie twosies. I was like, this is gonna take 25 minutes, which it did. But anyways, still loving that game.
Yeah, the Flame World one is very challenging.
Yeah,
I did the Mist World more than the Flame World because some of those are tough.
Yeah, they are. Cool. I also fired up just the very, very start of Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one, and I think the story is going to be a little too cheesy for me. At least the start of it is kind of lame, but whatever. Maybe I'll stick with it.
Dude, I will say I put that game down for probably 3 months because I couldn't get into it, and then
you have to start it, like do the thing. Then once you get out of the starting area, real nice.
Okay.
Yeah, real nice.
Because I was like, man, this is
the coolest
lame-o.
part of the story is the past.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really cheesy at the beginning.
It was cool to see the Air Force Academy in like shambles, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. And then another one I played. Originally, I was supposed to play with Liam, and then every time he gets intimidated by something, he just makes me play, and then that turns into me getting like real caught up in trying to get all the containers in Crash Bandicoot 4. So I am obsessed now with trying to get all of the boxes and all the levels to the point of Liam's like, can you stop going into he's talking about the bonus part where you go in the question mark and do the little mini course to get all the boxes, and he's like, can you skip this part please? I'm like, oh no, one more time, I got this.
No, I got this.
Dude, video games are not, these video games these days are not good for people with OCD, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh no, he's like, can you move on please? But that game is the same formula, and it's very challenging, so I had a good time with that. Of course, Heroes of the Storm. I played that, and I had a good buddy over last night. He was passing through town, and he logged into what looked like Jen's account, and we played a couple games of HOTS.
I was flabbergasted.
And PickleMatt was like, "Is
I
Blonde Bandit
messaged
playing
you.
HOTS?"
Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
I messaged you, and I
her
was
voice
like,
got
"Wait,
real
is she
deep.
playing?" Nope. Turns out it was Zarisk.
So it turns out Blonde Bandit has an extremely high ARAM matchmaking rating because we won all of our matches because she's a brand new
really
account.
Oh god, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, dude, I don't think so. Based on the picture you sent me, I saw you guys losing hard.
Nah,
I
we
looked
won.
at
We won
her
that game, dude.
History, Blonde Bandit game history. and
Did
it
you
was
really?
like-
Zarisk was like 1-11.
Dude, her history, if you look at it, was so funny because it was like game in 2016, game in 2016, game in 2016, and then just a wall of new games. with
ARAM,
a
ARAM,
bunch of
ARAM,
wins.
ARAM, ARAM.
Yeah.
ARAM didn't even exist back when she played. Nice. Cool. Other than that, I just played Elden Ring, just like you guys. I am level 49, I think. I've been all over the place. I've seen it all, done it all. Killed so many bosses. I'm a real player,
That's
so
it. I'm done with the game.
I don't use
everything.
I don't use any magic because I'm a man of one sword, the last samurai, if you will.
Get
But
outta here. Shut up.
Yeah.
Punish yourself more. It's fine.
love that game. It's so good. Is a piece of art that moves that you can interact with. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
is.
it, dudes. That's my gaming
Did
week.
you guys know the glowing skulls have golden runes in them? Because it took me until level 30 to find that out. I was like, why are these things glowing? There's certainly something to this.
I'm using my video game detection skills, and I've realized.
Yeah. I know that red barrels explode in video games and glowing things have things inside them.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Gosh.
I guess I should tell you then that you can fast travel to other sites of grace. You may not know that.
Shut up.
Cool beans. There you have it, folks. Those are the games we played this week. If there's a game you'd like to see us play live on stream on our weekly One More Game podcast playthrough, you can let us know at OMG_PodcastGG at Twitter and Instagram. And with that, that is going to round out the show for tonight. Boys, let's go around the room and let the guys and gals back home know, just a little friendly gamer advice. Swift.
So if you haven't bought it already, and I know it's gonna suck, but get Elden Ring. It's outstanding.
There you have it.
Also, before we move on, if you want to see a obscure random game played, hit me up or hit the podcast up on OMG PodcastGG on Twitter and Instagram. Wow, that was a word soup. Sorry.
.mbeg.
Or on our email. Or just, if you want to see me stream something, I mentioned it last week. I streamed Cult of the Lamb, staring through the screen, said 3 words the whole time for an hour. So if you like to see that content, then let me know what you want me to play, and I'm there for you.
Boom. PickleMatt.
Yeah, if people keep calling something a game of the year, most likely, and you're just ignoring that because you don't think it will be a very fun game for you, it's probably worth a shot. Just do it. Elden Ring was like that for me. I didn't think I was going to do it, but heck, why not,
There you have it.
And then I hope I hope my Colt members are doing okay because I haven't checked in on them in a while.
Me either. I haven't checked on them in 3 days.
Does that game run
There's probably
like
shit everywhere.
does it run just like Stardew Valley, like things keep happening while you're not playing?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's not like a Tamagotchi.
It's not Animal Crossing style.
Yeah. No.
Cool. Well, I'll leave you with a couple thoughts. First one is fingers butthole. And lastly, you can find our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or OMGpodcast.podbean.com, anywhere else you might find podcasts. And you can also find us streaming our Heroes of the Storm match for Bonsai Gaming. I think we might have one tomorrow night if I can get these guys to commit to something. So you can find us here on the same channel, streaming.
Fully committed.
And we'd love to have you guys in the chat as we, hopefully get more than one kill. You can find me streaming from time to time at twitch.tv/the__stroke, as well as Twitter and Instagram with the same handle. And Swift streams over at twitch.tv/Swiftmida. And PickleMatt, he likes to stream on twitch.tv/ImPickleMatt. You can see him playing extremely graphic games sometimes, like the Mortuary's Assistant, as well as
You still got to do that. Yeah.
Boyfriend Dungeon. But anyways,
Yikes.
thank you guys for joining us for one more episode of One More Game. We love all the support. It hasn't updated our follower goal, but I do believe we are either at 49 or 50 out of 50 on our goal. I'll keep you updated on Twitter if we've made Twitch affiliate, but that would be pretty exciting, and it all is made possible by your continued support. We love you guys, and just because you have to grow up doesn't mean you have to stop playing. Game on, gamers, and we'll see you next week on One More Game. Boys, see ya!
See ya.
See ya.